Welcome to the shutdown of 2025.
The last thing we want to do is shut it down, but a lot of good can come down from shutdowns.
They don't give a damn about the harm they will cause with their shutdown.
In the past few days, the White House and Democrats made no real effort to reach a compromise.
We are in this fight until we win this fight.
So here we are, funding has lapsed, many government programs are going to cease, hundreds of thousands of federal workers will likely be put on furlough, and an uncertain economic and political moment has arrived. In the past, usually a shutdown is about a specific bill or a specific policy that both sides dig in on. This shutdown is almost more philosophical. Democrats are trying to dig in their heels. They feel like they've been pushed around by the White House for months, and they see this as a rare opportunity to try to push back and create some obstruction. Now, President Trump sees almost no incentive to negotiate with Democrats. Democrats are the ones that are blocking a vote in the Senate. He's painting this shutdown as something that Democrats have caused.
They want to give health care to illegal immigrants, which will destroy health care for everybody else in our country.
A lot of discretion for how this shutdown is going to play out will rest on the shoulders of Russell Vought, who is the White House Office of Management and Budget Director. What the White House has said could happen this time is that not only would these people be sent home without pay, but the White House could try to fire potentially hundreds of thousands of federal workers, so that even once Congress reopens government, those people would not come back.
We can do things during the shutdown that are irreversible, that are bad for them and irreversible by them, like cutting vast numbers of people out, cutting things that they like, cutting programs that they like.
Now, the White House believes they have the authority to do this. Democrats say there's no way they can do this legally, and we're going to have to see if they follow through on this in the days to come.
Just so you guys know, I did a little bit of research here. How many times has this happened in our country? Over 21 government shutdowns since 1980. So this is not the first time. So chill, relax, nothing else to panic about. This is big news, though, because today, October, is the beginning of the fiscal year 2026 coming up. And usually what happens is that the government shutdowns because they're fighting over budget. They're fighting over money. They're fighting over what programs and policies get money for to implement in 2026 going forward. So that's what they're arguing about. So this is not a new thing. Each time it feels like deja vu with deeper damage. And it's pretty much equal between how many shutdowns we had under Republican presidents or Democratic presidents. And so I will say, though, I think this is how it's going to affect your pocket. For the government workers, over 4 million, the largest employer in America is, guess who? The largest employer in America is the federal government. It's not Amazon. It's not Walmart. It's not Target. It's not the airlines. It's the federal government. By the way, it's kind of like a bad, in my opinion, it's a bad thing. But over 4 million government workers and contractors are at risk of not getting a paycheck or getting a delayed paycheck. And even if they get back pay later on, guess what they have to defer until they get a paycheck? Their mortgages, their child care, groceries, their car payment. And so it may trigger a bunch of late fees if the typical family can't pay their bills without a check on the first, which a lot of people do. Why? Because people's lifestyle is up here, but their income is up here. Right. And so people have to do what? Minimize the budget. So therefore their income can have surplus. A lot of people today don't live surplus. People today are living, not only living paycheck to paycheck, but they have expensive tastes with a beer budget. I'll give you an example. One of my kids, I won't mention who because they're probably watching this podcast, but them, by the way, that's not a pronoun. Them, I won't use he or she. I just use them as a general term to encompass all 5 of them, not just one of them. Okay, all 5. Well, one of them was sitting on my couch after them got done with work. And then she proceeded, I just said it. I can't play the they, them game. But, okay, so she decides, so if you know my family's only 2 girls. So she decides to order Starbucks on the couch. I said, babe, how much money do you make as a server? About 15 to 20 bucks an hour. How much is that Starbucks? $9, something like that after taxes, another $3 for delivery fee, another couple bucks for tax. It's $16 for your Starbucks. You worked a whole hour at your job just to sit on your butt instead of getting on your bike or getting on your feet to go down the street to Starbucks, but you want it uncomfortably just being delivered to you for $16. Must be nice. So a whole hour of you working went to somebody else. How do you feel? Well, Poppy, it's just once. I know it's just once. Today. What about tomorrow? What about next week? And that stuff starts to compound. And you think that's unnecessarily, I spent this much for Starbucks. In fact, why don't you go to the grocery store and get some grounds? Some coffee grounds. Dunkin' Donuts. Get some coffee. I'm Chicago, of course, Dunkin' Donuts. Get some coffee grounds. And when you want coffee, instead of sitting on your butt on DoorDash, get up from the couch, go to the kitchen, put that little filter in the machine, make your coffee, boom. If you like that clip, watch the next one over here. To watch the full-length episode, click over here.